I'm gonna try my best to replicate this. I might blow my voice out. Is that his mouth? It does look like a mouth. That's so funny. I am now being cooked as stew. All right, Gunther. I'm looking for this guy who defrauded me with a fake credit card the other day. If you find that jerk, give him a wallop for me. All right, what do you got to say about this? He's always grumbling about getting ripped off. He must be easy to con, which isn't to say that he should con him. We should con him, of course. I'm conflicted. I don't know what to do with her. You smell that? Smells like a profitable situation. Yes, indeedly. Looks like my star is shining, is finally starting to shine. Not that it's any of your business. Okay. That guy's Mouse-a-million. He sniffs out propositions that might make him loot. With his nose for opportunity, he could really do well in the straight business world. But I guess no one in Rogueport is really cut out for the suit and tie life. Okay. Turf war between the Pyanta Syndicate and the Robos heating up apparently. Best stay indoors. Okay. Freeze! Is that a girl? That is a girl. You two, not another step further. Don't come this way. Some complete jerk just bumped into me and made me lose a contact lens. We literally talked about contact lenses today, I am gonna lie. I'm looking for it right now, so don't you dare move. You hear me? Whatever you do, do not move an inch. Not an inch, you hear? I'm gonna try my best to replicate this. I might blow my voice out. Ah, idiot! You stepped on it! My poor contact lens! I told you not to move! Don't your stupid ears work? What were you thinking? Wasn't me, bro. Wasn't me. This is your fault. Now I have to buy a new contact lens, but you're gonna pay for it. Compensate me now. Compensate me, Mr. Clumsy. Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I feel like I'd find myself in a situation like that. I ain't gonna lie. I'd be clumsy. I'd be stubbing my toes and falling on things, dude. I ain't gonna lie. It happens. It happens, man. I ain't got no money. I'm poor. Fine. That's your plan. Then here's mine, you oaf. I'm gonna block the gate to the west side until you bring me a new contact lens. Okay, freak. I can open the door. Let's open the door. I've invaded somebody's house. I am now being cooked as stew. What's up with this? You don't look like you know nothing. You look like you don't know nothing. So I'll teach you something. How about that? If you press right bumper, or whatever the crud this is, okay, you can check your current HP. I can't believe you didn't know that. If you have low HP, you ought to go rest in an inn so you can recover and use your head. Okay. Yeah, my HP do be kind of low. That guy's a local Goomba. He'll give you advice and stuff, so he's okay. His tips totally might come in handy, so you ought to talk to him as often as possible. All right. Professor Frankly. Actually, I think I know. I think a guy by that name lives on the east side. Just go from here as you enter town from the harbor. Just hang a right. So what about him? Did this guy steal something important from you or what? That's a lazy Dugan. He hunts shady, in quotation, jobs that he expects to pay well. But I bet he's never done an honest day's work in his life. What a piece of work. Interesting. Let's go in here. Whoa, hello. Welcome. Yes, welcome to the Toad Bros Bazaar. Yeah, what's that? You want a contact lens, you say? Wait just a moment. I like to imagine these are like Omni-Man sounding because of their mustache. Gee, fella, I'm sorry, but we don't have any in stock right now. Tough luck. Is that his mouth? It does look like a mouth. That's so funny. I think that's a mustache, actually. Hold on. Yeah, it might be a mustache, but that would be really funny if that's the case. It could be. Yeah, you're good. But it looks hilarious that it looks like they're like, don't talk to me. I can special order one right away for you, but it'll take a while. Check back soon, okay? Okay. Contact lens is sold out. Interesting. Hey, fella, sorry, but your contact lens hasn't arrived quite yet. I feel terrible about this, but you'll have to wait a little longer. All right. Toad Bros Bazaar is run by a pair of Toad brothers. This one's thrifty. I get it. Thrifty. Yeah, I get it. They must get along really well to be able to run a shop together, you know? But then again, you and Luigi are pretty tight too, right? You guys ever fight? I don't know. Hey there, fellow. Welcome. Is this your first time in our shop? I think it is. I always like to explain our shop point system to new customers, so bear with me. Customers receive one shop point for each item they purchase, up to a max of 300 points. Are you with me so far? Save up enough points and you can get prizes, including some rare items. You'll find a list of prizes posted in any shop, so be sure to check it out. I'm here to sell. I'm here to store. I'm here to withdraw. Let's chat about points. So we already talked about points. That's plenty. Interesting. The manager of the Toad Bros Bazaar. He originally opened this thrift store with his brother, Thrifty. Those two guys, I can never tell them apart, you know? They're totally identical. Dude, same. I wouldn't be able to tell either. All right, let's go to the inn. The skull caption coasts his goal. The red jewel shines and plays. It's a boom bossa boom festival. The Sash brothers, best of friends. 3 times red stash lands on his end. Blue stash's belly 4 times is whacked. Now all the fireworks boom and crack. It's a boom bossa boom festival. 3 skull captain casts his gaze. 3 jewel shines and plays. It's a boom bassa boom festival. There you go, dude. Fire lines, man. I ain't gonna lie, dude. Very fire stuff, man. That's a fire song, guys. Oi, I used to sail around and run wild in me younger days, but I'm a reformed sailor now. I used to go around exploding all over the place without giving it much thought. Okay. He made me think of, what do you call it? The reformed, the guy that went up in the Game Awards, who was like, who went up there with the Elden Ring cast of people, and he was like, I would like to nominate this award to my reformed rabbi, or Jewish rabbi, Bill Clinton. That's what it made me think of. That guy's a bomb sailor. I think he comes here every time his ship makes port. I don't blame him. This place has a totally cool atmosphere. I'd be a regular too. Sorry, homie. Ellipses. Can't you take a hint, pal? Ellipses means scram. Don't talk to me. That guy practically lives here. He must like it, huh? He's like the ultimate regular. As far as I can tell, he's recounting the tales of every love of his life, one by one. Oh, man, dude. He's drinking his life away, homies. We don't need that. We need to make him all right, bro. Welcome to you and yours. Have a seat. This is Podley's Place, a humble little cola shop where folks mix stories and drinks. By the by, there's an inn upstairs. When you're weary, go on up and relax. This is the Skull Stone, the lucky charm of my family. I love you, sparkly thing. It's so fabulous. I wish to give it great big kisses. It never leaves my sight. Never. This man is dealing with idolatry, homies. We gotta stop it. Ah, what are you doing? Sneaking up on a person as he sings most jovially. Who, me, you ask about? Ah, I am called Flavio. I like the name Flavio. I am, how you say, a trader, the richest man in Rogueport. That's the entrepreneur Flavio. He's like super rich and he owns a lot of ships. What's he doing here so early in the day though? I think he's doing okay. That's the innkeeper Podley. He looks distinguished as always, polishing those glasses. I wouldn't mind having a cold Chocola Cola sometime and listening to him talk. He opened this inn a long time ago, so he really knows about the townsfolk. Okay. Oh, where in the world could the princess be? Could the princess have gotten to? This is quite troubling indeed. That's Toadsworth, steward of Princess Peach's castle. He's an active senior. He's been really worried since Princess Peach went missing. I hope we can mellow him out. I like how you're the one telling me this when I myself should be the one more familiar with this. Let's chill. I need to get my health back up. Enjoy your stay. I like that he slides in like that's cool. Just slides right on in. I really like this game so far, homies. It's locked. Sorry we're closed. We'll reopen at 11 a.m. today. Bro, it's way past 11 a.m. I ain't gonna lie. Homies. You got a star piece, dude. I don't know what I'm doing. I ain't gonna lie. You're not gonna believe this, homies. I just found this by complete accident. Listen, this is a huge secret, but I gotta tell someone. I'm a wanted Goomba. I was a thief in the other town, in another town up until 3 months ago. Yeah, a good one. But then the heat came down, and I needed to hide out, so I came to Rogueport. Now what I told you, I'm lying low. Now that I told you I'm lying low in these thieves' den, in this thieves' den, you gotta keep it a secret, okay? I'm so sly. Sly Cooper? That's McGoomba. A Goomba, obviously. I think maybe he's on the lam from somewhere. I mean, why else would he be chilling in this back alley? It's nasty here. Yeah, he's on the run, bro. He's on the run, bro. Dang, yesterday I blew through 100 coins at the parlor. You believe that? But not next time, man. I'm coming back a winner. The odds favor me now. This is one of those gambling memes where like Steve Harvey goes, just keep gambling. Give up everything in your life and just gamble. Don't gamble, homies, by the way, just letting y'all know. That's a suspicious Dugan. He craves that one big score, but I doubt it'll happen. I mean, even if he did make some money, he'd just blow it up. He depresses me. Dang, bro. Don't let other person's lifestyle depress you, homies. Gamba. Dude, homies, watch out, homies. Listen, man, this man is actually giving his money to a gacha game. Speaking of that, I need to freaking play Honkai Star Rail, bro. Oh my gosh. Instructions unclear. I just put all my 401k on red, dude. No way, bro. No way, bro. No way. Dude, that's what Steve Harvey was saying too, bro. He said the same thing, bro. Now, I'm more of a blackjack kind of a guy. If I were to play any kind of gambling game, I'd play blackjack. Because blackjack is one I can understand. And I have fun playing blackjack on just a regular scale without the gambling. Is this the 1,000-year door? What the heck? This place is ugly. There's a roach in here. It's goopy as heck down here. What's this? There's something over here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't know it was another star piece. Y'all, I am collecting these things like no tomorrow, dude. I'm a man who can jump in the middle of something and just find something randomly, dude. I don't know if I need to keep this on my head. I like this on my head, though. What the heck? Oops, pardon me, sucker. Hey, what's your beef, pal? Yeah, I'm talking to you. The guy bumps into you and just runs off like that. Unbelievable. Some people are so rude. I guess so, dude. That was a shy guy robber right there, homies. Hey, you big old rube. It ain't smart talking to people you don't know. You never know when a guy might go wild and attack. Be careful. Live longer. Dude, that was how Ubu talked to me whenever I was in Dallas, and I was walking down the Dallas streets in my Gumby costume when a guy in downtown Dallas, in a homeless part of Dallas, said, "Hey guys," and I said, "Hiya." That was exactly how Ubu reacted. He said, you never know when a man's gonna strike. And I was like, oh, crud, dude. That's Goomfree, the Goomba. He looks kind of shady, I guess, but he's cool. People call him a fixer, you know, a guy who can make any problem just go away. Brother, he is literally Kingpin. Do not mess with him. He's gonna be like, I was the ill intent, Vanessa. Vanessa, I have ill intent. What is this place? What is this? To power up your partner, talk to me. From the other side of the table. That's Merlin. He's the odd old man who says really bizarre things sometimes, okay? He helps power up your allies here. For 3 shine sprites, he raises a partner 1 rank. Okay. Welcome to the home of Merlin, the super magician. I foresaw your arrival. I can aid you if you wish. With 3 shine sprites, I can power up your partner. Of course, that means I boost their attack power. But I also throw in a new move for free. So, which partner would you like me to power up? Well, I only got Goombella, and I ain't got no sprites. This game's fun. I like it already. Like, what are these? These are definitely secret passageways. I just don't know how to get under them. This is Roguesport's east side. It's considered dangerous here, even for Rogueport. This is Ishnail's turf. He's the leader of a band of thieves called the Robos. That makes sense. Then again, you can also find Merlin here. He can help your partners level up. Still, it's definitely too rough a place for a non-ruffian like me to walk alone. Whoa, hold up. You're an outsider. Past this point is the turf of Ishnail. Head of the Robos. It's 10 coins to pass through. You try to pass without paying, and I'm afraid I'll have to whip you. I'll have to whip you butt good. I can take you. I ain't gonna lie. Should we be a ruffian or pay? I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if we have anything. I'm just gonna say I can take you. No, never mind. I'll just say I'm leaving because I might get my glutes handed to me. It's really simple. If you don't pay, you don't pass. All right, smelly freak. That's Gus. He's a part of the band of thieves who call themselves the Robos. He looks like a total maniac, but he's actually a nice guy. Don't judge books by their covers. Okay, if he's a nice guy, I won't beat him up then, all right? There he is. Oh, hi there. There you are, Professor Frankly. What's up? Who's there? Who wants me? Oh, yes, you. Now you, wait for it. Just a moment. Don't tell me. Silence. I'll get it right. It's not Goombriel. It's not Elizagoom. I like this guy's design. He's really cool. I've got it. You're Goombella, aren't you? You were in my archaeology class last year, am I right? Wow, yes, sir, that's me. I'm Goombella, a junior at Goom. Go Goombas! Dude, I really like that, I really like here in this case, too, that, there's some cool Goomba characters, you know? Goombas were kind of like the bad guys, right? So it's kind of cool to be, seeing this. Also, now that I think about it, right? So I know the new Mario Kart is going to have, enemies you can play as. I think it'd be cool to have someone like Goombella. Goombella would be a really cool character to have, in Mario Kart. I think that would be really sick. Stuff like that, like some Paper Mario characters in Mario Kart, I think would be really cool. Even though I get it, they'd be, flat characters, but, Also, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this would be really cool. What if the people who did Paper Mario... Because, listen, no one's making Parappa games anymore, right? What if Sony gave Parappa rights to the people who made Paper Mario, right? And they designed a Paper Mario game, right? And then someone makes the beats or something for them. I'm thinking that would be really cool. I think that'd be cool. Because I'd love to get another Parappa game. I love Parappa. Of course I remember you. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at remembering. You, though, you stick out in my mind because you are such an exceptional student. And that guy behind you is... Who? I love this. I love this game. This is so goofy. This is so fun. Mario, Professor. He's Mario. You know, the famous one? Oh, my apologies. I'm such a bookworm. I haven't a clue about what's hip right now. In any case, what sort of errand brings you two all the way to a place like this? We were hoping you'd tell us about the legendary treasure said to be below Rogueport. I thought that if anyone knew about it, you would, Professor Crangley. He is unfamiliar with what is based in trad, real bro. He's like, what the crud do you mean a trad wife? What the crud does that even mean? You know, the heck's a trad wife? More like, you need to get a trad life. Oh, okay, that's so messed up to say that. But that would be such a fire roast. That'd be such a cold line. What do you mean a trad wife? You're gonna be a trad wife? You need to get a trad life, bro. Like, oh, dude. Oh, man, dude. I was channeling the inner, like, roasting grandpa right there, you know? Of course I'd know about it. The reason I came here was to study that very subject. But why do you... I'm sorry, but that word feels like an insult slang. I don't know how I feel about that, but I'll say it because it's the word. Why do you tykes want to learn about the legendary treasure? Well, you know that most say it's little more than a fairy tale, don't you? Archaeologists and historians have to search for the truth in those fairy tales, though. But I believe the legendary treasure truly does exist, and I really want to find it. Good point, and well made. In that case, I'll cooperate with you however I can. I love that. He goes, good point. You make a good scene right there, Goombella. I will help you. Let's see, means small child. Interesting. I didn't know that. Awesome. You know, it's fine. It just means they're kids. Interesting. Yeah, I never heard that word before. First of all, we should start by addressing just what the legendary treasure is. Some say it's an infinitely vast treasure hoard, while others say it's a magical item. Some books say it's actually a monster, while still others claim it's an empty chest. I also think this would be funny if at the end you find out it's friendship. That'd be funny. So many different theories. Obviously, it's impossible to divine the truth among them. Ooh. Something we could talk about biblical stuff by any chance? Not saying that, not saying the Bible isn't true. What I'm saying is maybe some concepts and doctrines that have been old to time. There's so many, denominations and stuff out there. It's impossible for people to find the truth because there's so many things out there, So, the best way you're going to find out, by the way, about what's true and what's not true is you seek God, bro. That's how it is, you know what I mean? I like to believe this as well, by the way. Like, I'm not saying that, like, Jesus is a theory. I believe in Jesus, that obviously he's a real person. Historically, he's a real person anyway, right? But I also obviously believe he's the Son of God. What's interesting about this is... one thing I like to tell people too is if there's so many different versions of it, something at its core must be true, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, for example, you have this treasure, right? You have these stories about treasure, about how there's different theories about there's a monster and all these different things. There's got to be some kind of truth at the core of it, right? And what more example of humanity is there to take something that is beautiful and pure like Jesus in humanity to spread it across different things because they don't understand how to share it or to spread it around. And so what I try to tell people sometimes is, because I've had people tell me things like, well, Derpy, he who wins the wars writes the history books and stuff like that. And I'm like, sure, but like, there's a lot of things that, following Christ is against in the world. That doesn't make me think that that's the case, right? Like, there's something that's going on there. So deep down, rooted in this gigantic world of different things that fly around, there is something that's true at the core, right? So I think that's a really cool, interesting thing is that I like to try to share with people too, is I don't hear that being said very often when it comes to sharing about Christ and the Bible, is that like people are like, well, I'm a bit iffy about the Bible and like all these different doctrines and denominations and all these different things. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand. Humanity has done so much bullcrud when it comes to denominations. It's like Pokemon trading cards now at this point. And it's like, you know, you don't really know what to choose. And it's like, so for someone who's outside of Christianity, they're probably like, what the crud's going on? I'm freaking confused. And it's like, yeah. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's hard to really find the truth when there's so much dilution out there, right? So at the end of the day, for some people, it's impossible to know like what doctrine is right or anything like that without reading the Bible. The best way you're going to find out is read the Bible, right? And seek God yourself, right? Don't let other people tell you how God is. At the end of the day, seek God yourself and find out, because at the end of the day, you'll tend to find out as the more you read, the more you realize, man, humanity really is just trying to stir stuff up just to get their own way. And that's why I've always had a problem with denominations and just in general. Not saying that if you're like I bring this up because I've been to a Baptist church, for example. For me, who'd gone to a Baptist church, I still felt like that God was there, like the presence of God was still in that church. So it's like, you know, it's not saying that like, oh, well, if you've got a denomination, then you don't got God. It's more of like the origin of denominations is a lot of splitting ways of different things. And it's like, that's the problem, right? So, long story short, funny we can talk about this, but this is really true, is to say that there's so many different things going on. It's really hard for somebody who is a believer or someone who might even know the treasure to really actually know what it is, because there's so many things going on from such a long time ago. So yeah, but I'll agree on one point. Oh, dude, even more biblical stuff. But I'll agree on one point. To find the treasure, one must have the crystal stars. And I'll be honest with you this. But all can agree on one point. To find Christ, you need to give your life to him. I'm just saying, bro. This stuff writes itself. I ain't even lying. God is writing himself in the most random stuff. I'm telling you right now, homies. That's so cool. But like, here's the thing, right? Even though there's so much, more than likely, everybody can agree the pinpoint is Christ, right? That's the only way you're going to find Christ, is if you search Christ. So it's like, it's cool stuff, man. I'm telling you stuff. I'm telling you, man, the Lord just be working in hilarious ways, dude. The crystal stars. To find the treasure of yore, take the 7 crystal stars to the 1,000-year door. That's how the old saying goes, and with a rhyme that's solid, it must be true. Okay. All right. Therefore, if you want to find the legendary treasure, you must first collect the 7 crystal stars. Oh, hey, I researched some of the written lore behind the treasure, and it kind of matches that saying, the old saying. Hold the magical map aloft before the entrance to the 1,000-year door. Then the stars will light the way that leads to the stones of yesterday. And the stones of yesterday. Is that referring to the same crystal stars you mentioned? It must be, and we're in luck. It seems the 1,000-year door is located somewhere beneath this very town. Yet the critical piece of the puzzle, the magical map, is lost. If we only had the map. But we do have it, Professor. Or, well, not we exactly. Mario! That guy has the magical map. What? I like his face. It's such a cool face. Hubbada, hubbada, hubbity, hubbada, hibbity, hoobada, hamala, huffala, hoofala. Really? You have it? Could I just take a quick look at it, if you don't mind? Outstanding. This is the real thing. The one and only magical map. You, son, are my hero. You're fantastic. Wonderful, even. With this map, we can locate the crystal stars just by holding it up in front of the 1,000-year door. Right on, Professor. Good golly. What are we doing just sitting here then? Goombella, Mario. Let's take the magical map to 1,000-year door. Off we must go this instant. I'll lead the way to the sewers underneath the town. I'm hungry, homies. I'm not gonna lie, homies. All this 1,000-year door is making me having a 1,000-year hunger, bro.
Hiya, homies. I got a Patreon now. If you'd like to support any of the majestic content that you see here at all, please go check it out. It'll also be linked in the description as well. Anyways, I appreciate y'all, and you'll have a good rad time, and thank you for watching the video, homies. See ya, homies. Whoa, whoa, whoa.